In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa. Elevate your new week, fuel your success. SSM invites you to kickstart each weekday with our news update Between the Lines, featuring the week's top news and analysis and the most attention-grabbing lines, deciphering world events. Hook up to SSM Monday program Between the Lines. In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa.
Hello, viewers around the world. Good day to you. Beautiful week starts, the 22nd day of September. I'm Godwin Iweajua, and we're here in Milan studio. You're welcome to yet another program, Between the Lines. Between the Line runs through Mondays, 7 p.m. Nigerian time, 8 p.m. Central Europe time. While I also await my coordinators from different corners, it's good to have you here and to let you know that what we're trying to do with this network is to give our side of every update that you can have from that diaspora side of point of view. Most times when news fly, you have a different perspective to that news. So, but we are doing it from the diaspora point of view. So you're welcome. Between the Lines is a program that runs on Mondays, and we have other programs too. Stay tuned.
In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa.
So joining us in Between the Lines this Monday is our man, George Shuku from Toronto, Canada. George, you're welcome.
Welcome. Thank you. Massive Mark, all the way from Milan, Italy. And I'm we want to welcome viewers from around the world on Monday Between the Lines.
Good. George, you just called Milan, Italy, and believe me, there's an emergency happening in Milan. There's this, the protest, the Palestinian protest That's been going around all parts of Europe, France, Spain, Germany. Now Italy had it very rough. It's been happening since the weekend. This morning, today, it went bizarre. We had the streets of Italy, Milan, disruptions everywhere. We had schools closed, train movements stopped because thousands of Palestinians took to the streets to disrupt things and protested. Let's see this clip, George. We have, I think the studio has something. Yeah, let's see that. So, George, what you're seeing there now is the central station. That's the center of the city. Can you imagine what these boys are doing? Destroying infrastructures that takes years and years and effort to build. Imagine all of this. Now, the short part is that it really doesn't, it really shouldn't be on Italy like this, because Italy has been trying to be very neutral on this Palestinian issue. Italy has, yes, Italy has not taken their full stand anyway, but they've been neutral, you know. And this is coming in a time when the protests in France, Germany, and so many other places is happening, because on today, George, today also is a day when the United Nations will be meeting over that arrangement to have the Palestinians become a state. So there's also meeting going on in the United Nations, The Hague, and everywhere. And while it's happening, look at what is happening here in Milan. So that's Milan. That's the center of the city.
My question is,
before we go on, let's bring in Raji. Raji is with us, George.
Okay,
Raji, you're welcome. Olayinka Raji, you're welcome.
So my question is, you mentioned that it was that this group is Palestinians. Was it only Palestinians? Because I saw some folks that look like Italians there.
Well, you have not Palestinians really. It's the Arabs, Middle Eastern foreigners in Italy. So you have some of them also were born here. You have families that have been here years, and they now have children that are grown, young men and women that are also Italian citizens. So occasions like this, they come out and everybody wants to vent their anger in the wrong way, because this doesn't mean anything. This doesn't mean if there will be a state of Palestine or not. Yes, let's also welcome our new man, Dr. Olufemi is joining us from the UK, London, UK. Yeah, Dr. Olufemi, you are welcome to Between the Lines.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
We're good. George is here from Toronto, Canada. Raji is there from Lagos, Nigeria, and it's good to have you too.
Dr. Olufemi, we just want to welcome you. Welcome.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir, George. Good evening.
Good evening.
Raji, how are you, sir?
Right.
Good.
I'm very well, thank you. Welcome to the program.
Yes, sir.
Good. You're welcome, Doctor. So, yes, gentlemen, you with what I've said so far, Raji, this is what is happening here. It's real-time news in Milan, Italy. Demonstration, protests, destruction of infrastructures and properties. What will you guys say to this? What will you say?
I totally condemn this type of barbaric attitude. You want nations to support the state of Gaza Strip, and then you're behaving like animals. So these infrastructures that you're destroying, it is taxpayers who actually contributed to putting the structures together. And you are out there behaving like dogs to destroy because you are demanding sensibility, something that we all believe that should happen, and then you're acting like a dog and an animal to achieve that aim. If I was in the shoes of all these people, with all these, if you go and protest with civility, then we can respect you. But if you act like a dog, then we need a stick. Even sticks cannot even, in North America, you can't touch a dog with a stick. So I mean, this is just very, 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 very. I don't know how to describe what I'm seeing there.
Yeah.
You're protesting for the right of Palestinians, and then you're there destroying the infrastructure of the nation. Why would I turn around and support this? I would not. If I was the prime minister of Italy, I would tell you to go somewhere and sit yourself down. I will not
Okay.
do it.
Dr. Olufemi, also in your place in the UK, we saw your PM Stemmer. He also confirms that Britain will ignore US and Israel anger and go ahead to recognize the Palestinian state. But before you talk, let's see his speech.
As part of this effort, I set out in July the terms upon which we would act in line with our manifesto to recognize Palestinian statehood. That moment has now arrived. So today, to revive the hope of peace and a two-state solution, I state clearly, as Prime Minister of this great country, that the United Kingdom formally recognizes the state of Palestine. We recognized the state of Israel more than 75 years ago as a homeland for the Jewish people. Today, we join over 150 countries who recognize a Palestinian state also.
All right, Dr. Femi, what's your view on this? What's your take? How do you?
Yes, thank you very much, Mark. My take will come from two ends. One, he's done this at the wrong time. With the state of the refugees and the current Hamas influence on the Gaza Strip, recognizing Palestine as a state now, I won't put it beyond. Starmer will not come back next election. He's going. Because the people, the masses of this country knows the implication of what is done. And the fact that a lot of people see this as anti-Semitism, which people have noted is part of Labour, is how do you call it? Is part of Labour Party 4. Secondly, with the level of violence, which is known for the influence of Hamas on the Palestine leadership at the moment, recognizing Palestine state when this is ongoing is a wrong time. And you can see the ripple effect. If people are this violence in other nations, even the demonstration and the reaction of the British people against the planting of Palestinian flags around the United Kingdom, people are taking it down, and this is flaming racism, the racist, the British, the white supremacists in this country is not giving them a like kind of leeway into the politics. To the extent that people like Farage, Nigel Farage, is getting his party is getting a chunk of rating in the country. It's showing that the people are displeased about. They show the displeasure of a common man on the street of the United Kingdom. For me, I'm a Labour voter. For me, I will not vote. Labour in the next election.
Sorry for that. Yes, the studio had to bring in the clip while you were talking, so the viewer can also get to understand what you're saying. So yes, beautiful view there. Raji, You've always stood for the Palestinians. I know you have your reasons. Tell us. We know this will happen. They will obviously be made a state. I mean, the way it's going, so many countries are supporting. Go ahead, Raji.
Yeah, Sir Mark, I always prefer for my own words to show where I stand. So please don't put words in my mouth.
Okay, sir.
It's not that I always stand for the Palestinians. I always stand for equity, for decency. Stammer's recognition of Palestine is coming more than 50 years too late. Now, with the way that it is, and having allowed Israel and Netanyahu to do what he has done in both Gaza and the West Bank, perhaps people don't realize that worse things are happening in the West Bank, where Palestinians are being driven out of their homes and their homes taken over by settlers. So that when you look at the West Bank, the land that will be due for the Palestinians is actually less than 25%. As for the Gaza, there's hardly any space now for the Palestinians to claim. Now, if anybody is talking about the two-state solution, where would the borders be? Are they going to go back to the 1967 arrangement? Because everything that Israel has done since 1967 has been deemed illegal. And therefore, all those settlements that they have had, even over the Golan Heights, they are all illegal. So how is the world going to enforce that 1967 partition, which was the basis for the two-state solution? All I can see here is mendacity and duplicity in the character of the whites against the so-called colored. The whole world is against the Arabs, even though legally and for good reason, there shouldn't have been a systematic removal of Arabs and Palestinians from their land. There should have been coexistence as from 1948, which was the spirit, which was the intention when the Jews were being brought in. But really, when you look at it, you can see that duplicity was the basis of it from day one. That the intention was to gradually take over the whole land of Palestine for the Israelis.
All right. Thank you very much, Raj. Yes, George, you're going to say something, but also you noted that the other party in the United Kingdom, that's Kemi Badenoch's people, says it's absolutely disastrous that the UK government are going to recognize these Palestinian states. He says it's absolutely disastrous. So that means there are mixed feelings everywhere. There are mixed opinion, mixed everything. George, go ahead.
You know, I mean, there are mixed feelings all over the place. There are mixed feelings even among us here, you know, because we can close our eyes and say, oh, Palestinians, you're supposed to do this. But the point about it is this. How did we come here? You got to go to the genesis of all of this, okay? If it wasn't because of, October 7th that took place, months ago, we would not be here. It would have been another story altogether. The point about it is this. People are, protesting all over the place. Where are the hostages, for goodness sake? You holding my hostages, you killed my people, and you want me to stop annihilating your own. That's exactly the point. Do you want peace? They act like you want peace. Let's bring all the... Why are you holding the hostages? Why are you holding the hostages and don't want me to try to... Because if you're holding the hostages, that means what you're saying is you are still able to repeat what you did before. If you want peace, that means bring all the hostages out. Let's negotiate on a table. But you're holding the hostages and then you want me to come and stop, No. As a matter of fact, come after my family. You're a dead man. That's exactly it. It's self-defense. You went in there and you destroyed them and you killed their people. And you excuse me, let me finish. Let me finish, please.
George, you are talking like a
No,
really thug.
let me finish, please. You said I didn't interrupt you. What I'm saying is this: if you want peace in Gaza Strip, bring all the hostages. Then we can sit down and we can talk. That's the only way. You hold my people, I will continue to, bring incursion in your land because I believe that you're going to do it again. And this two-state solution that is being proposed, as a matter of
fact, so much
it is so dangerous
ignorance in what, that you are saying, because
the whole thing
did not start.
All right, George, let's hear Raji. Raji, come again.
There is none. There is none. There is none. Saraji, from your position, I could realize that you are talking from one side of the coin.
That's it. That's what he's been doing.
Yes, exactly. There were two-state solutions from the onset. The Palestinians refused to accept it. Two-state solution over 50 years ago. The Palestinians refused it. Listen, for many years, in the first instance, let me tell you, there's some things that a lot of people didn't say. In the first instance, there was no nation called Palestine. As at 75 years ago, there was no nation called Palestine. There was
entire place was
there was
Palestine.
No nation called Palestine. No.
Yes.
That's fine. Palestine was an Arabic attempt at war and at criminality and terrorism. It was an attempt at that. So don't let us twist history here.
Now you are telling me you are accusing me of speaking from only one side.
I am going to allow you to speak, sir. I am going to allow you to speak. You said it came 50 years later. 50 years we're talking about, there have been several attempts at two-state solution, even to the extent that the West Bank was actually given over to the Palestine. And every Palestine is schooled in school to kill an Israeli. That is their thought in primary school. From primary school to secondary school, their life is kill a Jew and you are a hero. So when you train children to grow up like that, they do not see anything. Go and read the foreign policy of the Palestine state they are recognizing. There should not be Israel, the state of Israel. That is the foreign policy of Palestine that this man is recognizing. That is why Badinus is saying that you are endorsing terrorism.
All right, gentlemen. Okay, beautiful. It's okay. Raji, do you have anything more? We're going to go into this topic throughout this week because it's blazing everywhere.
You've given them 90% of the time to talk. We are still restricting my 10%.
Okay.
So let me put in my own words. Let me put in my 2 sentences.
Okay.
The issue did not start on the 7th of October 2023. The issue started in 1948. Now, this two-state solution that all people are talking about was ab initio a scam, because up to today, the intention of the West settling the Jews in Palestine and now declaring the state of Israel was supposed to be that gradually that they could not shift 6 million Palestinians from the ground and bring in 5 million, that they have to do it gradually, and that they have been doing gradually. This recognition of Palestine today, like I said before, is just it shows a lot of mendacity and duplicity on the side of the West.
Okay, gentlemen. Like I said earlier, this discussion will flow throughout this week because it's burning. It's a burning issue. France is still expected to announce its own official recognition. Belgium, Canada, Canada has
already said
under
certain conditions.
Okay,
under certain conditions. They were giving conditions. We will support you guys. We will back you up if you meet these conditions that are given. So that is where Canada stands right now.
Yes. Okay, so we hope to dive more into this. Let's go into some other stories for the day. We also have issues in our hometown, in our homeland. Let's start with this one of our president somebody accused the president of trying to probably stay longer than his tenure when his tenure ends, if he wins the second term. And that man is speaking loud, he's speaking hard. El Rufai, former Kaduna State governor, came out and said, our president wants to be like Paul Biya if he's not voted out. Let me start. I know but Dr. Olufemi has a lot to say. Let me start with George. George, Paul Biya. We are also going to talk about Paul Biya's story. Paul Biya.
Listen to this. To begin with,
our president will want to stay that?
To begin with, the reason why he's stating all of this, it was El Rufai who came out and then started accusing President Tinubu, as a stark warning, he calls it, that he has issued a strong warning alleging that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu government is sliding towards authoritarianism. Okay, and I worry comparison. He said he directly compared President Tinubu's leadership style to that of Cameroon long-serving President Paul Biya, suggesting this is how leaders who cling to power often start. Now, the core accusation is this: El Rufai is calling the administration of Tinubu disgrace to democracy, accusing it of centralizing power in Abuja instead of dissolving or devolving into states, which goes against their party claim principles. So a call to action, this is what he's saying. He said, El Rufai joined with former Vice President Atiku Abubakar is urging opposition parties to unite to ensure President Tinubu is voted out in 2027 through ballot box. Listen to this.
Right.
There is no, let me tell you, whenever El Rufai is talking, I do not listen. Because the man is a desperate politician. And he's, to be very frank with you, with all due respect to him, he doesn't stand for the truth, unfortunately. Because what he's doing, he is warmongering, he is out there just trying to bring confusion all over the place. There is no constitutional ground for him to say that Ahmed Tinubu Asiwaju is trying to be like Paul Biya. I haven't seen any. Yeah, as a matter of fact, one of what we're seeing, we can see a little bit of authoritarianism in regards to when you talk about River State, how they conjured up, some kind of thing to remove Semilayo and then put, somebody in there, which is against the constitution. But I do not believe. And as a matter of fact, what's his name? What's his name again? Bayo Onanuga kind of, came out and say and dismissed Governor El Rufai's claim that President Tinubu will try to extend his term beyond constitutional limits, calling it unfounded speculation, political fabrication, and that's what I call it personally.
That's what you call it. All right. Yes. Raji, there was a point you made last time. I think that was a very honest take you made in the group chat. Tell us, how do you see this? Are there signs of Biya's kind of leadership coming to Nigeria?
If I were Bayo Onanuga, I would laugh to scorn this silly opinion of El Rufai. And in fact, I would even wonder whether he doesn't have some mental health issues.
No,
because the man has not even finished his first term. He has not finished his first term. He hasn't come on the second term. So how is he going to elongate his tenure when he hasn't even finished the first term? So I don't think we should be listening to El Rufai. I think there's something wrong with his head.
He's a desperate man.
Examination. I think he had better go. He had better go and exercise himself of all the people he killed in Kaduna, in the southern Kaduna. I agree that there's some kind of KBAC mentality with Tinubu.
I said it.
Even as KBAC in the Yoruba establishment, even the KBAC has those who can talk to him, because even there are checks and balances even on the KBAC, even though his word is supposed to be final. But if the KBAC,
thank you, Raji. Thank you, Raji.
You'll be given a calabash to
Dr. Olufemi, Yes, go ahead. But listen to you guys, gentlemen. Sometimes there is this story about in the village a drunkard or a madman. Sometimes he says something, but nobody listens. But most times his words, there are some iota of truth and revelation in what that mad person or that whatever you tag that person, what he says.
What are you trying to say? Are you trying to say that El-Rufai might be telling some kind of truth?
I mean, this man has been close to power. All right. But
as a matter of fact, when a madman makes a statement like Rufai had made, it confirms his madness.
Mark, do you know what? When I read this, I said very soon El-Rufai is going to join AY and Baxter Mount in making comedy. Because listen, this man is so desperate that even his son is not on the same tangent with him. He went to SDP, they chased him out. He's so power drunk to the extent that he feels his governor, the governor of his state, owe him allegiance. Meanwhile, he did not support this guy to be governor. Now, listen to this same man. This is a man that's been minister. He's been governor for 8 years. His governorship in Kaduna State is marked with terrorism in Kaduna State. The kind of peace that's in Kaduna State now is unprecedented. The last time they had this kind of peace in Kaduna when Governor Yakuwa was governor. Now, to the southern Kaduna, like Uncle Raji said, in southern Kaduna, the peace that's been brought to Kaduna are so much permeated around Kaduna to the extent that the people of southern Kaduna now see themselves as Nigerian in a very long while.
Okay.
The governor of Kaduna actually went to them when they first approached them. They felt as if it was because it was a stooge of Rufai. He said he went to them and asked them why they were like that because they were hostile to him. He explained how much they've had conversation with El-Rufai. El-Rufai will allow Fulani herdsmen to kill them and they will pay the bandit. This same El-Rufai that was talking about paying government, he was the one paying. He said with his own mouth, he was paying the bandit. He said with his mouth. No, this is the same man that has said that and has come out to say condemn government. And you believe this kind of man? This is the same man.
Anyway, remember also he was a friend to, he was a very close associate to our president.
Listen,
and he was tipped to be a minister.
Let me tell you, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is 100% smarter than most of them. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is, as I already read them, had a dossier on them, and Bola Ahmed Tinubu is already thinking beyond 2020. Let me tell you why this man is doing this. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is thinking beyond 2027. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is beyond 2027. His brain is working. That's the kind of man I knew Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I've known him since 1990s. Yeah, when he wants to be a senator, that's when I've known him. Listen, he's thinking beyond 2027. El-Rufai knows that. And that's what what Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing is that he's going to clear most of this backlog of these wasted northern leaders. By the time it's 2031, what you said the madman that is saying something, a drunkard is saying something. There's a sense of reasoning in what he said. What he did not tell you is this. Let me tell you what he did not tell you. He knows that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is going to clear most of these idiots that call themselves leaders of the North. He's going to clear them. By the time it's 2031, Bola Ahmed Tinubu will anoint a Democrat, a real Democrat, amongst the Northerners that will be progressive minded. That is why he's bringing the like of Kwakwanso into APC. So, El-Rufai is afraid that by the time Kwakwanso comes to APC, when Bola Ahmed Tinubu anoints a person like Kwakwanso, who is a progressive minded, is like the remix of this year. So he's going to, if he gets a southern backing with the northern support he has, then the likes of El Rufai are dead politically. And that's why he's shouting now. So, like you said, Mark,
in other words, Doctor, let me ask you something, Dr. Olufemi. Are you saying that bringing Kwankwaso into this will be a way to stick it on the Fulani people? Because that's one thing they've been fighting against. They have never wanted any true real Hausa person to stick their head up.
Exactly.
Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
That's a very dangerous game. But if it's well played, it is good.
It's a very dangerous game, but well played. What is well
played is good.
Yes.
All right, gentlemen.
That's why everybody is afraid.
Dr. Olufemi, you're opening up some good revelations here. George, thank you. Raji, let's do a small break, few minutes. Go have a glass of water, and we'll be back. Gentlemen,
have Brukutu like El Rufai.
Have your Brukutu. Have your Brukutu. Go have your Brukutu. Viewers, you are tuning to our Monday edition of the SSM Week Starter Between the Lines. So we see you on the other end. Thank you.
In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa. Elevate your new week, fuel your success. SSM invites you to kickstart each weekday with our news update Between the Lines, featuring the week's top news and analysis and the most attention-grabbing lines, deciphering world events. Hook up to SSM Monday program Between the Lines.
Elevate your new week. Fuel your success. SSM invites you to kickstart each weekday with our news update, Between the Lines, featuring the week's top news and analysis, and the most attention-grabbing lines, deciphering world event.
Here are 3 things that I absolutely loved about Nigeria. Number 1, I fit in. I fit in. Melanin, caramel, chocolate, mocha, whatever you may call it, I fit in, baby. I felt at home. I didn't feel out of place. I didn't feel like anybody was staring at me. Nobody was looking at me strange when I walked around in the stores. I mean, everybody was minding their own business. Number 2, the people. I mean, Nigerians are a vibe. The diverse culture, the different tribes, the different religions, the people are a vibe, okay? Whatever it is that you're looking for, they got it in Nigeria, okay? And they see you. They see you. They notice you. There's a sense of community. People care. Yes. And of course, you might be woken up at 2 a.m. because there's church going on the loudspeaker. But hey, nothing wrong with a little godliness, okay? Relax. Number 3, I love that Nigerians are resilient. They are resilient. Very ambitious and resilient people. They don't depend on the government for anything. They will figure out how they can take care of themselves. They see their systems. They know it's messed up. And guess what? They still thrive and they still figure out a way to make it work. So shout out to all my Nigerians. You are nothing but queens and kings in my eyes. If you're an LDR couple and you're not yet following us, what are you waiting for? Make sure you engage from the bottom up and we'll do the same. I'll see you in the next video.
All right, gentlemen, you're welcome back. Viewers, you're welcome back to Monday edition, new week starter, Between the Lines. George is still there. Raji is here. And we are here. Listen, and we have a viewer writing. A viewer just sent in something now. Yema Benson Akong says, considering the state of our country, are we still dwelling on past glory? George, Are we still dwelling on past glory? That's a strong question there. Raji, somebody's asking that question. Are we still dwelling on past glory?
Well, it
Anyway.
depends on what the individual is really talking about. If he's talking about the state of our economy right now, maybe we're dwelling in the past glory because as it stands so far, I don't think the economy is so vibrant to the point where we can actually be talking about the way things were in the past. But if you think about it, there's some things that doesn't look good on this particular present government, and that is the state of our economy. The welfare of the people is in a dire state, rather because after the pandemic things went south. So we are not dwelling in past glory, as a nation, but maybe he's talking about something else. Are we talking about politically?
Dr. Olufemi, okay. Dr. Olufemi, somebody says, are we still dwelling in the past glory? Considering the state of our country now, I think the person is giving the reference of now and how we've been before.
Yeah, I'll agree to an extent, but it depends on, because it's a relative term.
It's a relative term, that's right.
Relative term. If you say past glory, yes, I will say yes, and if you say I say no as well. Past glory in the sense that we will see ourselves as we are oil-rich nation. Yes, we have oil, but we are not oil-rich.
Oil-rich, okay.
Yeah, there's a difference between we have oil-producing nation, but we are not oil-rich. We are oil-producing nation because we produce crude oil, but as oil-rich is that producing, processing, and producing what we need. Until recently that Dangote actually took over. For almost 25 years or 30 years or thereabout, our refineries were not working. So if I are not working to capacity, the large extent wasn't working to capacity, then it wasn't working. So therefore, we were producing for other nations. So we were not dependent. And also, we also always look at, we are all producing nation, we're there. But we do not put into consideration that our population is developing rapidly, not at the pace of our production.
Yeah,
we are not producing, but our population was increasing. So therefore, we are not producing what we need. And a nation that does not produce what is need is not a giant. So therefore, we were giant by numbers, but we are not giant by economy. So the economy realities came just a few years ago. Pandemic, actually, like Sir George said, pandemic opened our nyash, like Nigeria said. Opened our nyash. So to the extent that when pandemic came, there was no shock absorber to hold our economy. So it exposed reality.
Everything. All right, gentlemen.
Lastly, we were living on borrowed money. Nigeria was living on borrowed money. We were using oil money to cushion our naira. And that was one major problem we were having over the years. So many governments were just plastering our wound. We had a wound, we are just plastering it because we are using oil money to balance the naira.
This is critical. What you're saying, Dr. Olufemi, is a subject that needs to be addressed on its own in a given program.
I think we should make time to discuss this particular thing in wholesome. Because what he's saying is right, and then we're gonna find out why is it that if you go back to history, one of the major problems we have in Nigeria is we are almost so reactive to things that are happening. We are not responsive, we are reactive. It happens, everybody shouts, "Oh my God, what's going on?" Abacha came into regime, and then Abacha was partially the person who wanted our crude oil to be refined outside of the country, and the daughter was bringing it in. So all these little things that are happening made it not possible for us to fix our refineries. And when those refineries, we have spent so much money that we could go and check how much has been apportioned to take care of these refineries in trying to rebuild it. I don't think that Dangote spent that as much money as to build his own, one of the biggest refineries in the world. I don't think so.
Right.
If we are
we'll come to this. Yeah, responsive is the word.
That we have not been able to do these things.
All right, thank you very much. Let's go back to small event during the weekend. On Friday, Saturday, we saw the elected governor of Rivers State, His Excellency Similaye Fubara, arrived back at the Government House Lodge in Port Harcourt. Raji, you're on ground. I know you followed that event. Let's see a clip before we come. Let's see a clip before we talk about this.
I know everyone wants to hear something from me. In fact, you expected it when I landed from the aircraft. Let me first of all appreciate the wonderful people of Rivers State. I am really humbled.
All right, gentlemen, let's not go too far. First of all, the question here is, that state of emergency was justified, Raji? I mean, was there any reason?
I think that question is moot now. It has happened. It happened. Whether it's legal or right, it has run its course.
It has happened.
So I think we should start now. Okay, now Fubara is back. How much? What is going to happen? Has there been some reconciliation behind the scenes so that governance will go for the sake of the Rivers people? Enough time has been wasted, enough resources have been wasted in all these shenanigans.
Yes.
You see, sometimes what is happening is we are always talking about the effects, and not the cause. The cause of all these things that are happening today is the kind of, is the ill of godfatherism when it comes to politics. A politician who is a governor will find somebody, whether qualified or not, but because they are loyal, they are loyalists to him, they don't want to install them. So when they install them and they come up with their own ideology on how to govern, it becomes a problem. This is exactly what is happening in Edo State today. You bring an illiterate who doesn't know their left from their right when it comes to governance, and you install them there, and they go there, and tomorrow, when they grow a little ball to say, I want to do things my way, then here comes, the godfather. This is exactly what the problem is. We talk about effects. Yes, indeed, it was an illegal disposition, whether we like it or not. They found a way, they put it there, and then they put it together. Now, today, what you are seeing is still the cause and effect of godfatherism. Until the FCT governor or leader was appeased, nothing was happening, because what we are seeing today is Ahmed Tinubu, our president, will not do anything against the FCT governor. He must make sure that he is happy. So today, what you're seeing is finally they have come to terms. They put that man back. Question we're going to ask, is he a puppet? Is he going to remain a puppet during his governorship? Because whatever they tell him to do, that's what he's going to do. Is he going to govern by his own ability, or is he going to govern, by his own, whims and caprices? But I don't think so, because today he is nothing but a puppet. And when they pull that thing, he will sink. That's all it is.
Oh,
It is a
strong
sad day
words.
in our
Strong,
democracy.
strong,
It's very
strong words.
unfortunate.
Strong
Very
words there,
unfortunate.
George. Dr. Lufemi, how do you see this?
Sir George, there is something about Nigerian politics that you tend to overlook. You are too academic with Nigerian politics. Now, yes, I'll tell you about this. Now, he who pays the piper dictates it too. That is life. That is life. Fubara was a puppet from onset. So for a puppet to want to now grow wings, now let me explain something. There were some things that were even if everyone can abuse Wike for who Wike is. If Wike does not have a stronghold on people within River State, Fubara as a governor should have overridden Wike. There were agreements before they got to government. Fubara got to government. People that did not support Fubara to get into government now got under him and then want to start putting words into his mouth. That was what destroyed Jonathan government. What we normally do is that when some people get to government, people that don't support him become praise singers, because if these people don't have a mind of their own, they get into their government, hoping to support them because of what they want. Wike was supposed to have, what I heard, was supposed to have some appointees in government, and Fubara was to have some. The people that stepped down for Wike were supposed to appoint some people into government. When they were Fubara was not the strongest of the candidates, but Wike appeased them, and they were supposed to have appointees in the government. So when Fubara got to government, he ignored those people, and these people had their own tentacles in government. So he started pulling strings against Fubara. And because it was Wike that told them to step down, so Wike was their mouthpiece. Fubara ignored it. People that were against Fubara when they do election came up as PDP stalwart and started fueling this. People said, why do it was a bad thing? Listen, if Bola Ahmed Tinubu had not come up with this, Fubara will not come back today. It would have been impeached by those people. The Wike's boys, they will impeach him, he would have been gone forever. One. Secondly, Nigeria would have been in flames, because those who were supporting Wike, Fubara, we want to use that because they were stopping, because the government is stopping them from illegal bunkering. They want to use that excuse to set rivers alight so that they can continue their illegal bunkering. So they were using every form to stabilize that region so that they can continue their illegal bunkering. So they can use that as there is crisis in River State. Let us turn River State into a war zone. They were already bombing pipeline. What has pipeline got to do with Fubara? So they were going to use that as an excuse. So a reasonable government will not wait until everything went to flames before that. People are saying that he wanted to appease Wike. If you want to appease Wike, he would not have suspended this House of Assembly. He would not have suspended the governor alone. He suspended all of them, and they all came to the table. Yes, it might look illegal, but listen, if we had gone legalistic, we would have not been where we are today. Today, peace, we can talk about peace. If we had gone legal and we had gone constitutional, like people are saying, let's do constitutional. When they were agreeing to agree to some, they were not doing constitutional. When they were making sure that they were not doing constitutional, when they were giving money to contest election, they were not doing constitutional. When they are telling people to step down for it, they were not doing constitutional. People that were not there when they were doing it, as I'm now putting constitutional there. When will they do with it? They know they there.
So is Dr. Femi supporting this kind of shenanigans in government?
It is not shenanigans. It is politics.
Is it not the same? Politics. Is it not the same? Hold on. How did Wike come in? When he came in, what did he do to Amechi? How did Amechi come in? When he came in, what did he do to the Odili? So it is just serial bashing. Okay. When it came to Wike's time,
it is not the same. It is not the same. It is not the same.
It is the same, sir. It is the same.
It is not the same.
Wike felt that How can this small boy shine him like that?
It is not the same. Let me tell you why it's not the same. Wike was a local government chairman. He was a commissioner before he became a governor. So he had his political route. Fubara is a civil servant. So no political route. So they are different. They are two different things. So when you bring a political, that's why I say Nigerian politics. When you bring a political platform to somebody to fund you, you have a route. Fubara does not have any political route in River State. That's the problem. That was the major problem Fubara had. No political route in River State.
Let's keep that aside. Wednesday, if the time permits, we'll continue with some of those updates. Gentlemen, one thing that could also bring up some root cause, if we don't take time, is the INEC situation, an election coming 2027. Now, some people are raising up and saying that INEC credibility will be at stake. An election will be a problem if our president appoints the INEC chairman, and we know that's where we're going to. George,
yes. The credibility of Nigerian Electoral Commission is being questioned.
On the street, the problem with the
democracy now. Come on, So critics are saying that the current system is flawed because the president, who is a contestant in the election, gets to appoint, the election referee. So that means it's already messed up from the beginning. You have to, somebody who brought you in, you have to make sure that the person is appeased. We saw it in the last election now. Did we not? Some magomago took place. And then even the man himself who came out and told us that everything is okay, came also lied. And that's that's what you call pure Nigerian politics. Ability to tell you a lie and ability to defend the lie after the lie has been told when it didn't come. This has led to concerns about the fairness and the public trust in the electoral results. Now let me tell you something. This is something we decry all the time. But the fact of the matter is, we don't want the truth. There are some things that needs to change politically in Nigeria, but the power that be would not want it, because if it does, it will affect them negatively. When we started talking about the IREV and all those things, and we know that it was supposed to make the election clean, but the point was, if you go through that system in a purely systematic form, it will not favor the people that are in power or those who have actually used their money to get to where they want to be. So that is one of the major problems. Now, listen to this. Nigeria, we cannot be operating in 1999 constitution up until now because things have changed. We need to change the whole entire political system. The whole electoral reform needs to take place if we want fair and free election. As it stands today, like it or not, like I keep on saying, no presidential election is counted in Nigeria. Like it takes to the bank. I can stand behind it any day, anytime. No presidential election in Nigeria is counted. It is all written. I said.
All right, Raji, you are in Nigeria. Is the president? Does he appoint? Is it in our constitution that the president should appoint the INEC of the chairman? Is that I don't know what part of the arrangement that is.
There's a process, and the president gets to eventually choose the person that is presented to him. There's a process. It doesn't. It's not that he naturally. Yes.
He nominates.
Whoever
he goes to the Senate.
He nominates.
No, George, wait. George, let's hear Raji. Go ahead. Okay.
So let Dr. Femi. No, let Dr. Femi talk.
No, go on, sir. I was saying that you should allow you to speak.
Okay, go ahead, brother.
So my understanding was that the president will nominate and to go through a process in the National Assembly for confirmation.
That's what I understand too. He nominates, he goes to the Senate, and from the Senate he goes to the House, and that's it. That's what I understand.
Anyway, the civil society of Nigeria this morning came up with this shout that it will be a disaster if the president nominates the next chairman, and probably that's where we're going to.
Samak, so far the current INEC chairman has been there for enough time for him to be replaced. And now in the history of all of our elections, no Southwest person has ever been head of the INEC. Is it now the time for a Southwest person to be part of the INEC?
Okay, so probably there'll be a Southwest nomination this time. Okay.
Can I say something?
Okay.
Dr. Olufemi, let me say something. Then you can actually respond to this.
Wrap it up.
What would be the difference between the president nominating and the House, both houses approving, versus let's just say we go to the judiciary and appoint an independent body, okay? An independent body from the judiciary who will man this whole entire system. Tell me, in your true, honest opinion, what is happening now, would it happen then? Because all it does, all that answers every question, money answers all things in Nigeria. All we gotta do is get all these people, give them a fat pocket, and let them chop to their own, eat their national cake, and then they do what they want.
Can I make a comment? Can I comment on this?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I appreciate your passion, but you are still failing to say something. The person I'm going to nominate, is it going to be a Ghanaian or a Togolese or whoever? It's going to be Nigerian. Hold on. The nomination is not solely done by the president. It's done by the Council of State of all that includes all the former president of Nigeria. They included in that. They are not are they in the president's pocket? They are not. Obasanjo can oppose it. Anybody can openly oppose it. Now, what you are saying is this: let's be independent people. Independent people. When independent people, we call it INEC, independent. The moment Nigerians come into the fore, they will still be Nigerians. One of the things you have to understand is this: an individual is not INEC. INEC is not an individual. INEC is supposed to be a system. The system needs to be overall. I understand that. But when we start narrowing to one individual, if we do one individual, then that's it. You appoint one individual, that's it. Saraja just said something. No Southerner has been appointed as INEC chairman in the past, in this dispensation. The last person was Morrissey Wu. Yeah. So now, all this while, we had Northern president, we had all this president and all this stuff, they were appointing them. All of a sudden, we have now opened our eyes. Tinubu should not appoint. But Tinubu is not solely appointing. It's appointed by Council of State. They will be brought to the National Assembly for ratification. Any person that has issue against it can come up. All of us are saying this. The moment you appoint somebody, we will start digging into the person's life. We are now saying that in the past few years, what we've done, we have appointed people from the Citadel of Education, which is university. You want to appoint, in the past, judges have been appointed, lawyers have been appointed. We now focus on university professors in university who are excel in their various academic pursuits in life. Now, who do we want to appoint? Do we want to appoint a policeman, a military man, or what do we want to appoint? If you are given today, the three of us here, if you are appointed, if you are allowed to appoint, who will you appoint? I put it to you, who will you appoint?
I will appoint Dr. Olufemi.
All right, gentlemen. Listen, today has been really beautiful. It's been very special having Dr.
Olufemi.
It's been very eye-opening talk. Yes. Thank you, gentlemen. It's time to go. Really, we enjoyed. I mean, Dr. Olufemi has spiced up so many of the discussion today, and George has been bringing good questions too. Raji, gentlemen, we did cover some things that were to be covered also, but I think Wednesday, Friday will come up. The Cameroon situation where the daughter is telling people not to vote for the father. Can you imagine that? But I want to thank you all for coming. Dr. Olufemi, beautiful performance. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
What's your last word for today? What do we go home with from you?
I want to thank you very much for allowing me to speak about Nigeria. I'm very passionate about Nigeria. I have sacrificed some times of my life serving Nigeria. I am still there. I still want to go home and go and retire at home. And therefore, I want a better Nigeria than I left it.
Good. Thank you very much. Dr. Raji, go ahead. Tell us, what's your...
I said ditto to Dr. Femi's postulation. Like I always say, all my children are out of this country. I want my children around, and I don't want them to come into a topsy-turvy environment. Yes, I want a calm environment for them so that they can flourish and they can put in their best. I want my children around, and the peace of the country is my peace. And I want peace for this country. Yes.
God bless you, sir. Thank you. Georgie.
Yes, my last was this. Number one, Dr. Olufemi, it is such a pleasure having you with us. Alhaji Raji, I love what you got on today, and please reserve some of these, colorful outfits when I come back to Nigeria. Plus my onubu soup from your wife. If what happened, I'm prophesying it. So, and then to my beloved country, I pray for my president.
Thank you.
I pray for the Federal Republic of Nigeria. There will be peace. I bless that country. That there will be peace, there will be unity, there will be oneness of purpose. All of us will grow, and the eradication of everything that is bad. Let us come to that paradise that God created us as one Nigeria to be. That's my own final words.
Amen.
Wow, powerful, wonderful outing, and believe me, we had good number of viewers following us from all the networks, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, everywhere. So some good numbers here. Dr. Olufemi, God bless you. Thank you for being around.
Hope to see you on Monday, Dr. Olufemi.
Yeah. Yes, he'll be. He's here.
On Monday.
With us. Yeah,
I will.
All right then.
I will.
Again. Okay. Everybody have a beautiful week, and God bless you all. Bye-bye.
God bless you.